Well, it has been a while since we've done a crazy old man thing, and being that the government's gonna shut down in a couple fucking days because we got a bunch of fucking lunatics that are holding the fucking thing hostage. And you gotta wonder where these bastions of fucking truth and justice come from. Where you got Senator Boebert or whatever the fuck her name is, a former fucking pole dancer who is now a senator, who basically was giving her fucking boyfriend a hand job in a fucking theater for their performance during Beetlejuice where there was children present. And come on, Bobbert, you couldn't just go down on the guy? I mean, Bob, why not? I mean, these people are such sterling examples of what we elect to office. Matt Getz, almost convicted sex trafficker of minors. Marjorie Green Taylor, a serial cheater and Trump cum guzzler. Just all these fucking miserable motherfuckers that basically want their way, want to turn this fucking government into whatever, and have their King fucking Donald at the helm. Honestly, at this stage of the game, boys and girls, there's nobody worth fucking voting for. Biden is a senile old man who shouldn't have been allowed to run for a second term. Trump is a fucking raving lunatic who's going to leave nothing but scorched earth in this country. And the people that follow him, his little fucking minions that are going to kick Kevin McCarthy out of the speakership because they won't do what he says. Well, Kevin, you've kissed fucking Trump's ass enough fucking times to know what his fucking poop tastes like. So, there we go. So, what the fuck, really? I mean, and speaking of poop, I may as well go on this fucking kick because, the whole thing with, the water power thing and this guy pushing me to review water power. Well, I was thinking back because something went up on my radar on Facebook where somebody was saying, what is the weirdest crap that happened to you in high school? Well, let's just say weirdness in general in high school, because we didn't go back and shoot up people because we were pissed off and fucking depressed or anything like that. And I will admit, and I don't know if it's been surpassed or not, that my class of 1970 from West Orange High was voted the worst class ever to graduate from West Orange High. A lot of reasons. One being that we basically egged the senior assembly. The first 3 rows of us had 3 dozen eggs spread out. And when one of our buddies went out there at a key moment, we just blasted them with the fucking eggs. Of course, that splattered on the velvet curtains behind them, but hey, we were the worst fucking class. Now, there was one time during a fucking football game where someone sneaked into the first floor of the high school, opened the trophy case, and took a massive fucking dump in there. Then snuck out and left it there. Well, you figure that was done on a Saturday in the fall. By the time Monday rolled around, well, nobody really knew what happened until the word went around, and of course you had to go down there and see this because this was monumental. I don't know whoever took this dump, it was never found out. It was like the Leaning Tower of poop. All I remember was the whole first floor smelled like poop, and the 2 janitors and residents were arguing about who was going to go in there and clean it out. So, yeah, we didn't have automatic weapons. We pooped. Another splendid example of that was a fellow classmate who had a problem with a certain teacher and knew he was going to fail, so he snuck into her fucking room after hours and took a dump on her desk and wiped his ass with the test papers. Fun stuff, right? From the 70s. Yeah, you people think it's fucked up now. It was more fucked up back there. And then there was Big Al and his bathroom follies. I can only say that because me and a buddy of mine had actually rented our first apartment over this fucking store. And we were basically on a month-to-month lease because the landlord didn't really trust us, but we had the money to do this. Well, we were only there a week when Big Al came over to bring us a housewarming present, a bottle of bourbon, which he basically sat there and consumed himself, and then went into our bathroom and pissed all over the place. Of course, I confronted him about that. He started bitching about, well, you guys are the guys that had the fucking poster of you 2 blown up, giving everybody the bird, and having underneath it written, have a nice shit, which we did. So he started getting belligerent as he usually did, and we asked him to fucking leave. So what happened was he goes downstairs and around the corner to the store where the guy owns the fucking apartment, and becomes a complete douchebag in there saying there's a big fucking party going on upstairs and they kicked me out in their jerk-offs and walked away. Well, this sort of intrigued the owner to find out what was really going on, so he comes up and knocks on our door, and we thought it was Big Al coming back, so we opened the door, and a haze of pot smoke drifts out, and there's our landlord looking at us. Well, long story short, we got a little fucking visit the next day asking us to be out by the end of the week. That's how that went down. But of course, Big Al was not done with dumb shit. We got invited to some fucking party where the guy's wife really hated me, but she hated Big Al even more. And it was sort of an obligatory thing to go to this fucking get-together, so we went. And of course, I got the cold shoulder from his old lady, but she started making some derogatory comments to Big Al. Well, Big Al handled that in his usual tactless thing, getting drunk, shit-faced drunk out of his mind, then having to go use the facilities. Well, he was gone for a bit, then he came out and he says, we got to get out of here now. And I'm like, why? He goes, trust me, we got to get out of here now. Well, it wound up that he was taking a dump in the bathroom and couldn't find any toilet paper, so he fucking wiped his ass on the window curtains. I shit you not, literally. Wiped his ass on the window curtains. Of course, the next day, we had a blistering fucking screaming match between the guy, who we were not going to be friends with anymore, about what a pig Big Al was, and of course Big Al says, well, take it to me, man, take it to me, which he didn't, because he would have got his ass kicked. So, crazy shit that went on back in the day that is sort of overshadowed by the murderous shit that goes on right now. And as far as going back to where government goes, we don't have a fucking prayer. We really don't. I mean, honestly, like I said this before, if it's Biden and Trump, I'm staying the fuck home. It'll be the same fucking shit again. I don't understand why somebody can't step up to the plate and fix this mess, but maybe this mess is to the point where it fucking can't be fixed. Because now you have a handful of senators holding the entire country hostage, and it ain't going to affect them. It's going to affect all the government workers, all the servicemen, all the Coast Guard, all the Social Security people. It's not going to have anything to do with them because they don't fucking care. And as soon as you people realize that the people we voted to office don't fucking care about anything other than their shitty party and their fucking payoffs, we'll be better off. Maybe somebody will step up to the plate. But right about now, in my estimation, we need a fucking miracle. So until then, this is the crazy old man saying, do whatever you got to do to survive, boys and girls, because I think the fucking gloves are off.